Greetings and welcome, family, to Magnets, Crystals, and Pyramids. I'm your host, Uncle Rising Sun, and thank you for being patient. I had to just, rinse off after getting out of the freezing cold of 20 degrees here in New York City. My co-host is not going to be available tonight, so what we're going to do is opening and let's proceed forward. We got some goodies and some wonderful announcements to share with you before we have our featured guest tonight, Dr. Phil Valentine. So let's do the opening now. Welcome to Magnets, Crystals, and Pyramids. Success is your destiny. Love, wisdom, power. Remember, always who you are. Yes, I am. Love, wisdom, power. Yes, I am. Love, yes, power. Yes, I am. Yes, I am. Love, wisdom, power. Yes, I am. Wisdom, power. Master. Yes, I am. Yes, love, wisdom, power. Yes, I am. Say to yourself. Yes, I am. Protected. Yes, I am. Master. I am. Yes, oh, I got them mixed up tonight. So we supposed to did this in reverse, but let's go.
Putting out a call to the warrior in you, to the healer in you, the king, the queen, the magician, the lover in you. Every single day, we are called to walk in our purpose. Answer the call. Lay down your burden and anything that holds you back and take your rightful place. The battle is everywhere. It's right in your face. Let's go.
All right, here we go. Let's do our invocation to invite our ascended masters into the show. Sorry about that, family. I am in me. I am in you, the listening audience, now and in the future. I am in the sea of life. As we about to do this invocation, I want you, family, to take parts of this invocation so that you may empower yourself. And I like always starting to say, yes, I am forgiving all past lives, all souls from past lives, all forms of life from past lives. And yes, I am asking all forms of life to please forgive me because I don't remember. Yes, I am forgiving all living souls in this life. And I ask all living souls in this life to please forgive me. And we say together, Ashe, Mahalo, Donada, Wado, and so it is. In the name of love, we call upon our ascended master ancestors, Melchizedek, Tahuti. We call upon Yeshua, Black Madonna, Mother Mary. We call on Enoch, the Ethiopian, who ascended to the heavens and became Metatron. We ask that the angel of protection, Archangel Michael, to be upon this platform and protect all our family, friends, and loved ones. We call on the angel of healing, Archangel Raphael, Angel of Strength, Archangel Gabriel, Angel of Enlightenment and Knowledge, Archangel Uriel, to join us tonight on this platform. Cherubim and Seraphim on the stations of the sun, take a moment to join us and illuminate us with your light, your inner sun. We call upon mm, the latest African ascended master who walked the earth within the last 60 years, Simeon Toko, the Christ born in the Congo, who called on an army of muscle bound, bulletproof black angels that turned over the tanks and heavy guns and artillery of the Belgians, ran them right out. We ask Simeon Toko be with us tonight. We ask for the Islamic ascended master, or I'm going to say prophet, for those who may not understand the principle, out of Senegal, who did superhuman, amazing things like writing 7 tons of prayers, um, living in, went and stayed with the inside of a cage of hungry lions. We ask Sheikh Amadou Bamba to be with us on this platform tonight. Sheikh Ibrahim, Sanat Kumara, Kutumi, calling also Saint Germain, ascended master, who wears a European garb. However, he is the gatekeeper of the Mount Shasta in Northern California, where people live for 1,500 years instead of 60 on the Earth's surface. We ask Saint Germain and thank you for being on the platform tonight. We also call upon Nikolai Tesla, the genius of science, electricity, lightning, and thunder, to be with us tonight on this show. Calling upon Elegba, Oshun, Oya, Ologun, Yemaya, Ogun, Shango, Obatala, Ochosi, acknowledging you, my brothers and sisters, me, we, as Muhammad Ali says, there cannot be any me without we, and there cannot be we without me. And I want to thank all of you now and in the future. And we say together, Ashe, Mahalo, Donada, Wado. Okay. I'm looking to see if Phil's in the queue. He's not in the queue yet. So I want to make this announcement. We have our sister. Let me see if it's in here. Acacia. This is Acacia's hoodie that she created. And I want to show. You can get this from Divine Master Alchemy at shop.com. This is her hoodie that she created, and this is her Divine Master Alchemy shop.com website. So support the sister, and she is supporting you with the knowledge that she has collected about transdimensional herbs and the path so that you can become a Buddha enlightened in this lifetime. And we think it thanks to our sister Acacia. Also, we have another genius. I call him Drunken Master, Brother Dooley, who is providing service in the community. Um, Let me just move this out the way and put this up here. Brother Dooley is providing customized services of Cambo. Cambo is the burning of the frog venom into the skin to strengthen your immune system. Hape. Hape is using tobacco powder into the body. And he also does energy projection and pyramid water elixirs. So if you wish to get in touch with him for the Healing Tuesdays, this is Brother Dooley's number, 617-386-9502. All right, so let's see where our featured Brother Phil Valentine is tonight, because he should be here by now. Let me just get rid of this. Put this up for Brother Phil. Yeah, that's it. Okay, let me give him a call. Hold on, family. Where is he? Let's see. Stand by, family.
Hotep.
Hotep, big brother. It's time, man.
Oh, wow. Okay, I'm just heading to the house now.
Okay, so we'll
So hold
hold
a
it.
little bit,
Okay, give us ETA about. Cause
about 10 minutes.
okay, sounds good.
All right.
All right, in a minute. All right, family. He's in motion. So this will give us time to. I'll, I'll give you some. I want to share some stuff with you. Okay, let me move the banner out the way while we're waiting for Phil Valentine to um, get himself situated. I want to acknowledge the people in the audience. Okay, let's see who we got here. All right, Hollow Vegista. Love getting this good old OG. All right, thank you. We also have Beauty and the Soul, Richie Rich, Eve Watson. You got a bunch of folks in the audience here. You got screen record this one before the beast. Hey, listen, power of the chant, Terry. Power of the chant. Chant that it stays up. Okay. All right. Carolyn Wells. Okay. We got Dana Kennedy. All right. We got Jeffrey Bay. Right on. We got James D. Dwayne Johnson is in here. And we got Carolyn Wells here. Ancient Architect. Mm-hmm. Um, Timothy is Magic. All right. We got JR. Miss Vicky J. Glad you be here. We got somebody wrote a bunch. Much love, Bobby Hammett, Dr. Phil, and all the true righteous melanated greatness to bring light, intellect, power, and solutions with integrity to the ortho. I don't know how to pronounce that, people. Y'all might know how to pronounce that. I don't know how to pronounce that. All right. Call down the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Yes. Prophet Noble Drew Ali. Yes. Thank you, brother. Thank you. And to all my Muslim brothers, Assalamu alaikum. To all my Hebrew brothers, Shalom. And to all my Christian brothers, God is always good all the time. All right. Blockchain monkeys. Okay. Magic. Timothy is magic. Buffalo Creations. Love you too. And we got Sagittarius brother Eduardo. Oh, cool, cool. Glad to see you, Eduardo. Angel Army. Peace. All right. Alicia L. Oh, I'm trying to go through all these so we can move to next segment. Peace. Sugar Shane. Almost sound like a gunslinger. Just ordered my xenon bulbs, Buffalo Creations. Yeah. All right, y'all. Y'all got to get on those xenon bulbs. All right. Xenon Bliss and Power. Alicia Wells, Frida. Okay. Listen, you heard me talk about acacia. Um, I'll talk about Kinkaliba. Consider making the Sihar tea, which is Kinkaliba tea, and adding gum of Arabic. Add some gum of Arabic to your Kinkaliba or Sihar tea. Sihar is the mystical name of Kinkaliba by Prophet Sheikh Ahmadu Bamba. This is for cell healing, cell regeneration. Gum of Arabic is used in many of your drinks that you buy from sodas, teas. Gives smooth flavor and is highly nutritious. You can muscle test and feel the difference. All right. I want you to know that this is a delicious combination, especially during the winter seasons, to combine the gum of Arabic with the kinkaliba, the seahor tea. All right. And I got this from Amazon. The other thing I want to say is, I'm going to reach for this right here. This is a prototype magnet. Let me grab it real quick. Reach over here. Okay. Here it is. Take a look. This is a high powered magnet that I placed the disc inside an acacia coaster for massage, self massage. You know, in the cold weather, many times our joints become stiff and painful because of the cold. This is a very powerful thing that you probably can create yourself by getting a acacia coaster. You can get it right off of Amazon or eBay. And then what you do is get a pair of magnets and put it inside the coaster. And the energy of the magnets, just two of them side by side, and the acacia creates a very healing energy. On this one, I have a large magnet that's very powerful. And then it's sitting inside the acacia. So this can be used for massage on the body, on the head, amplify meditation, supercharge, magnetize your pineal gland, massage your tissues throughout your body, your chest, your legs, your knees, your wrists, your fingertips. In case any of us having any circulation problems, placing the magnets with the acacia can help promote circulation 20 to 30%. All right, 20 to 30%. This is a product that I've been working on. All right, and I love working with the magnets. Okay, we got Phil in the queue. Let's get ready to bring him on. Uh, let's put him inside of the Chinook. Put me in there too. And tonight's show, let's bring him on. Big brother, mahalo, mahalo. Aloha,
Wow.
hotep,
Going to Hawaii.
assalamu alaikum, shalom.
Well, thank you. After all that harrowing traffic and accidents around me, it's good to be here.
Glad to see you. I just got off the phone with Brother Panic. He said to give you a shout out.
Likewise.
Yeah. And so I like that hat, man. What's going on with that hat? You look like that hat is kind of interesting, man. You looks like you might have a horse and you might have your 6 shooters on your hip.
Got that? No, it's more like a long rifle. It starts with the letters AR.
Yeah, I like that. And you got the Derringer probably up your sleeve,
Oh,
like you
yeah.
had in Django.
I got to flip it like Django, right?
Yeah, yeah. So that I got to tell you, Phil, family, look at the artwork. Our brother just rolls off. I want to show everybody this. Sometimes I stare at your artwork, brother, just looking at it. Look at this, family. Look at this. You know, okay, so let me clear this comments right here, family. Just look at Phil. You know.
You know, I'm an artist. Right?
Yeah,
The thing
I
about
mean,
it is I'm dealing with graphic art. I took graphic art in school, and
wow.
I was supposed to do work in the commercial field, doing commercials, artwork. I could have been an artist for even Marvel because they took a couple of my ideas. So I got when I was 13, I got a scholarship to the Brooklyn Museum Art School, and at 14, I was actually a proxy teacher there.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's some amazing art, man.
It's just fusing art that's there and putting it together. I like using what's there. I could do that with my hands, but I don't have time right now. My wife and she always tries to get me to get back into art, but I'm waiting to kind of retire to just have my studio and just to not have anybody around and just put what's in my head out. If you know what I'm talking about, just kind of
Yeah, yeah. You
like
look
you
like
do
you,
with your crystals.
you look like you lost weight.
Yeah, I am. February is going to be a month where after this 30th, I mean, I'm working like 12 and 13 hours on my program, and my
Mm,
wife, bless her heart, she wants me to get to bed on time. I promise I'm going to get into bed on time. It's 11 o'clock, and by the time I'm done with the new idea to put to the coming webinar, I'm crawling in at 3. So, that with now me taking into consideration my own health and the fact that I'm in my 70s now, and I don't heal
congratulations, bro.
I don't heal as quickly as I used to. But as it stands, I'm going to be February is my month.
Mm,
February is the month when I'm going to go through a very drastic, uh, I guess, resurrection and something that's going to be for me. I've been putting out a lot for a lot of brothers and sisters. Not that I don't like it.
hmm
I want to help as many people as possible with the vaccination exemptions and the information I'm going to give to them on the 30th. But sometimes my wife convinced me that it's time for you to take care of you. You know.
Okay. With that being said, Phil, and I just say this is brand new. This is xenon bulbs. I got them on my headband, and
Okay.
it's just family. I'm gonna put it out there. This has been my Kwanzaa gift, and I shared it with Brother Rich on his platform. But having the xenon bulbs, um, you can imagine as an artist, um, Big Brother Phil,
Yeah.
putting try seeing what it's like to spread the xenon bulbs on a pad, like tape it to a bed pad and
Yeah.
sleep on it, and see how your body responds.
Oh, okay.
Because the xenon bulbs have been known to it's a cell regenerator from
Yeah.
that book that I mentioned. Einstein doesn't work here anymore, but
Right.
you can. I think I took down the picture, but yeah, here it is right here. This is out of the book. No, that's something different. But the I don't have it up here, but
Yeah.
experiment with some xenon because you always encourage me and family. I got to say this, Phil. I met Phil on 125th Street up in Harlem years ago. This is probably
Right.
back in like the 80s, and I
Mm-hmm.
was handing out an 8.5 by 11 talking about magnets, and Phil was outside Mark 125. I don't know if
Right.
you remember, and you
I
said, come on to 1241 Carroll Street. I'm doing an event. You gave me a
right.
flyer, and that's where it began.
Indeed.
And then I met Lester Loving,
Mm-hmm.
um, Lloyd Strayhorn, and
Yeah.
just to name a few.
We had a lot of very serious dignitaries, and you fit right in that to that particular. Well, we were people thought we were crazy back then with everything we were teaching and doing,
Hmm
and the fact that you were on that frequency, you were a welcome, a pleasurable welcome to add to it. And you and Lester just bound right away. I remember that you and Lester just joined at the hip after that.
Yeah, yeah. So thanks again, and yeah, experiment with the xenon, big bro and
I will.
family, so that we can regenerate
Mm.
during the season that we supposed to degenerate. We can regenerate. So
Yeah.
I'm giving you the platform, Phil. I'm letting you do your thing, brother. I have nothing else to say. All I'm going to say is what's cooking. What you got cooking?
Well, I don't know how good looking I am still. It goes with that phrase. Remember, that's if I'm dating myself.
Well, if you want to go there, let's go there.
I ain't
We're
gonna
going
look
to say
at what
something
you got
about that.
cooking. Remember that.
You can pop them off at any age. I just saw on Maury's show, the guy was 74, the woman was 21, and he said, "You are the father." And so,
Excuse me?
yes, 74. They just had a Nigerian brother. He they locked him up in Nigeria because he had like 86 wives, and he had 11 of them were pregnant, and he's 86, and the youngest one was 19. So they were saying, look, you got to cut back on all these wives. Even in Islam, you're only supposed to have 4, but he had something like close to 100 wives and like 100 over 150 kids. So how come
Yeah.
men are able to fertilize in their 80s and 90s. And also, when I got to share this one more thing, Phil. I went to a longhouse with Little Flower. There was a man who was in his 90s and he had a daughter. He didn't have a daughter, he had a wife who was 19 and they had 4 kids. How
Yeah.
come men can reproduce at damn near any age?
Well, essentially, it's set. Women are more seasonal than men, essentially, depending on the fact that, well, figure that the Sultan of Brunei right now has over 2,500 children.
Who?
The Sultan of Brunei.
Wow.
Yeah, he has about 1,000, 2,000 women. I think 1,500 of them are his so-called wives and concubines. But men of power essentially know how to either give their seed or not give their seed.
Mm.
Ramasu had 300 children.
Wow.
Ramesses, they call him Ramasu the second. He had 300 children. It's just the fact that men are the seeds. We are the progenitors. Women are the incubators. And, where their wombs can only tolerate one and sometimes two, we give thousands, millions, pretty much of our bone marrow and the essence that is in our spine, which is the cerebrospinal fluid. That's what creates our sperm. That's where the sperm actually is distilled from.
Wow.
That's why that's the essence of the Kundalini is in the cerebrospinal fluid. That's what kickstarts the traveling upward through the
Mm.
breath. So the
Mm.
cerebrospinal fluid, that's why we get tired after ejaculation. We go to sleep faster, and then we essentially, women can pretty much absorb your energy. I tell a lot of times when I was teaching tantra, I told young men to be very careful about spooning with your girl after during the night or in sex, because a woman has a central petal, I believe, energy or a magnetic energy, and as you're spooning with her, and your member and your hips and your testicles are against her or her behind, and the vagina is a magnet. It sucks on your energy. A lot of times brothers wake up, they feel a little bit drained after spooning. They don't
Mm.
understand that a woman takes the, and then you have to understand the power of what is known as karitsa, which is dealing with the breath during sex, where you can actually take the materials, the soma, as it's called in the ancient texts of Tantra. You can draw the soma from the woman that makes her keep going. And when you draw her during the time that you're inside of her and you're drawing on that particular soma that she creates in her ecstatic state, you are feeding you're feeding the stalk, you're feeding the tree. And that breathing and learning how to use that part of the member to draw rather than to give, then she empowers you. That's how
Mm.
the kings, you can't, a king cannot rule a country after having 5 and 10 wives plus concubines to satisfy. He has to learn to hold on to his seed, or else he'll just die out real quick. So they taught the young kings the secret of using the woman's energy and the power to become more powerful.
Wow.
Mhm.
Wow. Because if he's a squirter, or what I call the can't be
Yeah.
king, because he won't
Mhm.
have nothing left.
Yeah, and he'll die out very quickly. And remember, the sperm is directly extrapolated from the same fluid that feeds the brain.
Mm.
So when they tell you you can be effing stupid, yes, you can F yourself stupid.
Mm. Mm. Amazing. Amazing. Also, Phil, I know that you wrote the book Wounded Womb. And I remember when you was putting that together, you spent a lot of time in your man cave basement back
Yeah,
in on 1241 Carroll Street.
indeed.
How long did it take you to put that book together? Because
Well,
you
the
didn't flip
first
that
one,
overnight.
no, it wasn't. The first one was almost like a little manual for women who Afua and I were working on to deal against fibroid tumors, cysts, prolonged menses, and so forth. And
Mm.
then it began to grow because at that time, I wanted to expand a 7-book series called the Regenesis Chronicles. The Regenesis Chronicles has 7 books. Book number 4 was the Wounded Womb. If you look at if anybody who has that, you'll see it says book number 4 of the Regenesis Chronicles. I'm working back on book number 1 right now, the Cosmic Codex, Book of the Earth.
Mm.
And yes, Metaphysics of Sex, definitely.
Mm-hmm.
And so when I put the book together, there was over 1,500 pages. There's a part 2 to the book that I never really released,
Wow.
which was dealing with natural birth control and such. But the book, I had to edit it down to 700 pages. And right now, a lot of people are calling back and saying the book was prophetic because a lot of what I wrote in the book before, a lot of the feminists attacked me because it was not something that people could see. Because, based on you and I, we deal with metaphysics. We don't deal with the now. We deal with the forever. We deal with the cycles of all things. And what happened is I began to see the tendencies that the society and what it would do to men and women. In this case, women. I focused on my book. The book number 7 is Path of the Virtuous Man. I intend to write one for the brothers as well. But again, I've been so busy just putting out fires with the vaccination exemption, with my university, with the consultations. And so every now and then I get to write the book, but my wife sees my book. She sees the Cosmic Codex and she says, wow, we got to finish this. But it'll take me about another 2 years of dedicated work to actually put that book together.
Awesome. Awesome. Yeah, make it happen. And I wanted to acknowledge our brother King Simon. He was just making a comment that King Simon helped me a lot, Phil, with graphics, and he gave me recommendations. So I want to publicly say thank you, King Simon,
Oh, yeah.
for telling me about Print Shop and connecting me with graphic processors. The
Yeah.
brother networks very well.
Yeah.
I find that very admirable.
Hmm.
And just want
King's
to say
been in
thank
the
you
game.
again.
King been
Huh?
in the game. King been in the game for a long time before. He
Yes.
was like me. We were into entertainment first, and then we moved into the conscious community. But I think the brother, salute to the brother for all the work that he's put together, and every time you hear him, your energy got to pick up. It
Yeah.
automatically his voice just gets you to start thinking on a higher level.
Man, you ever see him perform?
Yeah,
I was in awe. I
yeah,
was like, no wonder why he got children. Look
yeah.
at him. He got children.
Well, yeah, he was like the king man in the
He is mesmerizing the audience.
yeah,
I was like, whoa, whoa.
yeah. The brother goes back. He was like the king at the time of the reggae. He used to bring on all the reggae acts, the top acts of
Mm,
that. Yeah,
amazing.
definitely.
Amazing.
My
Yeah.
my West Indian brother.
Yes, yes. So back to you, Phil. I just saw in a news article that the Prime Minister of England dropped the mandate of wearing masks, and I think vaccines too, when they were
Yeah,
putting him against the wall because he was dancing with an African woman.
of course. Ain't that something? They're going to definitely. They were going to do it to him at that point. But first of all, you have to remember that they're releasing very slowly, drip by drip, information that is not very supportive of what Fauci had been pushing and what the pharmaceuticals have been pushing. And plus,
Mm,
the people of England have been in the streets consistently. And so I think that what's happening now is because Fauci, there's so much that's being released about this bastard and all that he was doing to aid in the genocide of over 245 to 5 billion people. He wanted to be part of that, and he made millions of dollars that the parasitic elite promised him. And so now that his information is being leaked about his complicity with DARPA and the military refusing him. Remember,
mm,
DARPA was the first place he went to try to get funding for gain of function research so that he can militarize and weaponize the bat, as well as the crossing of the bat and humans. He wanted to create this chimera in order to say he wanted to set protections. But now the dirt is coming out where DARPA refused because he could not prove that he could contain what it is he was doing. And so DARPA said no. So what did he do? He, along with his own compatriots, financed it with China. Since he couldn't do it with America, this guy is a traitor. He went over to China, sent in monies to have gain of function. Then first he went down to I think it was North Carolina, where he went to the labs down there, and he got the first structure for the gain of function, and then he finished it over in the Wuhan lab. So it started here in the Americas, just like the so-called Spanish flu. There was no Spanish flu. It started here in America that killed 50 million people. And that's what he wanted. He wanted the 5 billion to match the 50 million so that he could go down in the parasitic Hall of Fame as being the greatest killer of all time. He and his compatriots. And that being Gates and the rest of these bastards.
So if say if you had everybody stabbed, don't you think that might even make China say, okay, let's go get them, because half of them are dead. Let's go get them. I mean, isn't there ramifications of people saying, look at them, they imploded, because we don't know how healthy people are going to be who got stabbed. And I'm just going to use these words. They got stabbed. They was force stabbed. And how are they going to, wouldn't that cause an implosion if everybody starts dropping dead in 4 to 5 years, big bro?
Well, a lot of people are going to start dropping dead in 4 to 5 years, little brother.
Damn.
That's inevitability, because everybody who did get stuck, and this is why it is so necessary for you and the people who are there to attend this particular seminar. A lot of times I get word back from my students that after viewing some of the things that I've said, they read that certain people who either don't like me for whatever reason say that it's conspiracy theory, he ain't no researcher, what does he know, and the whole 9 yards. Well, a lot of times, to spare people from being glazed over in the eyes, because not all of us are into the bean counting and researching 6 and 7 levels. Everybody just wants the finished product. Just show me the hamburger, don't show me the process, that type of thing. So I've always spared people that particular part of my process. My wife knows what it takes for me to just do a PowerPoint presentation. And my PowerPoint presentations don't go like 5 or 6 or 10. They're in 300 frames.
Wow.
Because all of them, if you look at what it is that I've done over the years, I've put it down in words. And this is because I was told by someone who was deaf that me not putting down in words, they can't read it. They can't read some of them read my lips, but sometimes the camera is not on my lips to be read. So I said, okay, well, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and start writing everything out so that you could turn the volume down and just look at the screen and see what I've written up there. Some of the stuff that you see that's metaphysics that you're going to see on the 30th is from my book, Cosmic Codex, Book of the Earth.
Wow.
I borrow a lot from that, from my school, from when I teach metaphysical psychology. A lot of matter of fact, 90%, 95% of what I teach in those metaphysical classes are in that book, Cosmic Codex. And so I'm actually giving people kind of previews of what it is when the book is finished. Of course, there's a lot more involved, but a lot of people have been blaming me for giving them the actual dinner and laying out the smorgasbord, but they don't know where it comes from. So they think I'm just making it up. But no, this is, and the more fantastic it sounds, the more they say that I must be crazy and I'm making it up. But I'm not. I'm seeing things as they are, and then I'm seeing what it is they're doing, and then I can predict Just by knowing what it is that they're doing now and what they've revealed that they're doing now, I know where that could go.
Mm.
Because metaphysics teaches you not just about now and the past, and not even what could be, but essentially tells you a 360 degrees of what it is that that thing is capable of becoming. So it's easy for me to not predict, but to forewarn and to let people know that this process leads to this. And you can be
Mm.
prepared, because if you continue this tread, this particular line, you will see that there are inevitabilities that cannot be helped, that cannot be dissuaded from. This will lead to this inevitably. And that's why I teach in my school synthetic synchronicity. That's one of the things, preemptive consent and synthetic synchronicity. What's synthetic synchronicity? People put out theories or ideas in the movies about what the future could be. Then they put it into the schools. Then they put it into books and entertainment and into TV dramas and into video games. And before you know it, you have a consensus reality that was nothing more than an idea that somebody threw out there for you to latch onto and make real, because it's your thoughts and your actions and your responses to what they suggest. You make law. If you don't want a law to be obeyed, you don't have to obey that law. That law no longer is a law. So what happens now is, in synthetic synchronicity, they create a synthetic reality that makes you believe it's real, like this pandemic, like the
Mm.
pandemic is. They really make you believe that this is real. So everybody's latched onto it because, first of all, as soon as you're fearful, you open up to suggestion. So now I set up situations like the first one, which is the when they tell you they have COVID, or the code. Then they tell you the code has a variant. Then that variant has another variant. And that variant has another variant. And they're going down the entire Greek alphabet. Well, that's the synchronicity. It's synthetic to begin with. But because you have been conditioned to believe that the idea was real, everything following or blossoming from that has to be real as well. But they have orchestrated it. So
Wow.
you're inside of an orchestration. It's like the the guy who has a symphony. They're orchestrating the speculation, and you have been part of the orchestration, and you're playing your part. You're in the flute section, you're in the drum section, and he is just, or she is just, got you singing and dancing and playing to their tune. It ain't real. There is no such thing as COVID. In fact, it's actually a plan. I keep telling people it means Certificate of Vaccination Identification. It has nothing to do with a virus.
Mm.
It's about getting you tagged like wildlife, which is
Wow.
what they have done now, because they've taken what I call synthetic melanin, which is the graphene. They've taken synthetic melanin and they're using it as an input-output signal carrier to lock you in to the AI supercomputer.
Okay, those who are raped with the stab, and that's what it really is. It's a rape with the stab.
Mhm.
Is there a remedy? Is there something that you could? Because there was two questions I wanted to ask you, big brother. You know, folks is getting past the age of 50. Salutations to even our brother King Simon. What is the one thing that would be good for folks who've been uh, stab raped to take as a possible remedy? Is there a remedy to the stab rape? I'm trying to think of a word that combines those two a
Yeah.
term, because that's exactly what it sounds like. That's a syringe rape.
How about strape?
Strape. Okay. All right. Yeah. So let the
Well,
AI check out strape. Yeah. Hmm.
well, I'll tell you this. There are. However, I can't guarantee after the second and third and fourth, which is what they're recommending. You see, I can get into it because I'm settled in when we do the webinar. I can give you visceral pieces of the information, like you can get materials, if you just got the one the stab, you can deal with what we call the any material that has shikimic acid in it, because the shikimic acid, along with zinc, there's a material that I tell people about, called, let me see.
Yeah, move it a little slow because you can zoom in. Almost can see it. Yeah, I can see it. Quincenic,
No, quercetin,
quercetin,
the
bromelain.
bromelain.
What
Yes,
is that?
that's materials that causes the spike protein to go into a stasis. And
Ooh, put that back up there again, big brother. Let everybody see that so they can take a picture. So that's the straight rehab.
one of them.
Oh,
The
cool.
other one, this one, I know that a big company has picked it up, but they have not touched the actual process. The Garden of Life was picked up by a big company. I forgot the
Mm,
name of the company is. I think it's one of the ones we don't like. But the creator of it says that there's nobody has messed with the actual formula, and it's made completely with actual whole food. It's not made from synthetic zinc. It's
wow.
made from zinc that's extrapolated from plants. And
Mm,
also, you can get what is known as the. Let me get this for you here. I
take your
can put
time,
it up.
bro.
Let me put it up for you. Here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah, yeah,
This
yeah.
is what I send out to people on the vaccination exemption.
Mm.
So you can take a snapshot of that, and of course, there you see I have the quercetin here.
And you got all this at the event coming up.
Yes,
Let me
and
make
there's
sure I got.
others that you can deal with.
And I put it in the show description, family.
Mhm.
The link to the show description. I mean, the link to the Zoom link is in the show description. Because some of our folks don't know how to go into the show description. So if
Mhm.
you don't know how, ask somebody, because this information is a lifesaver.
It is, and I've been trying to get as much information as I can. The pine needle tea,
Mm.
as well as the star anise. But of
Hmm.
course, I can't speak on the name. I could only tell you JP with the
Okay.
plus, and you have my wife's number right here.
Mm-hmm.
You can call directly to her. This is what rebuilds your body from the infrastructure. This repairs DNA.
Wow.
Okay.
Wow. Excellent. Excellent. Wow.
I haven't been sick in 20 years. I haven't had a cold, and if I do have anything coming up, I know what to do, because I don't defend against it. I allow the body to do what it's telling me it needs to do to save my life. And that's what my February is going to be dedicated to, because I have been pretty lazy. I put on a few pounds because I've been sitting behind this darn piece of contraption to try to get to as many people as possible.
Mm.
And I've been kind of neglecting myself. I've been always active, you know that, for
Yeah.
a long time. But now I've just been indolent, putting on weight, and I got to do for me now.
Yeah. Well, I was sharing earlier before you came on, big brother, that there's a tea that Dr. Sabi talked about before he ascended,
Hmm.
and it was called Kinkaliba tea.
Hmm.
Kinkaliba. Um, Treatment and prevention of cancer, diabetes, high blood pressure, anti-inflammatory, and the pharmaceutical gangsters are trying to patent the plant from the Africans, and it has more antioxidants than green tea. So,
Yeah, I don't doubt it. These guys are gangsters,
yeah.
and they call them pharmaceuticals, essentially. And
Mm.
they have been at war with humanity for a long time.
Big bro, somebody just sent something called Black Canyon tea is high
Yes,
in quercetin. I
yeah,
never even heard
yeah,
of this tea.
yeah. The Black Kenyan tea, um, Doctor. I mean, yeah, Doctor Africa told me about that
Mm,
before he
excellent.
before he made his transition.
And I like to say ascension, because
Ah,
We've been
Ascension is
we've been
right.
through so
Yeah,
much. Why not? Let's make it ascension. We made
indeed,
ascension.
indeed.
Yeah, ashe, ashe.
Ashe.
Yeah. I know. I'm just looking at you, man. You look real healthy. You're gonna make me start doing my push-ups again, brother. So I might have to drop down and punch out 10 or 20. I got all my beads and everything. But
You do better than me. I can't punch out two. Right?
nah, I don't know about that. Shoot, if you've been rocking all day, family, I want Phil, he might have a hot Friday date. So, we're coming up on 8 o'clock. He might have some pretty young thing waiting in the queue for you.
No, the one pretty young thing is in my room right here.
Oh, a lot of love to you. A lot of love to you. Yeah, all we need now is a little old school jam so y'all can slow dance into the night. Yeah, yeah. Busting moves. Yeah, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. What else you like to share? What does this year look like? Oh, this is what I'm gonna ask you. Yeah. What is the forecast instinctually of this year, Dr. Phil?
Well, my first assessment is that this generation has to rescue itself because it has fallen into a sewage of how can I say this? Uselessness, pettiness. They are the most narcissistic generation, and the technology has created that. Generation Z, there has to be a savior that comes out of that because these children have degenerated down to putting 10 million views on the Island Boys.
Who the heck is the Island Boys?
Look around you. Ask some of your young people. These Island Boys are the ones that are, I heard they got booed off a stage, but they have gone into a sewage of superficiality. That is always, they get on to their talk ticks or sick talk, I call it. And sick talk essentially is about attention and attention deficits.
Wow.
And there's people that just sit up there and get paid and get thousands of views, millions of views regarding a person just staring into the camera. Nobody has anything of worth to give to anybody anymore. Nobody is actually, there's very few people who have real talent that is actually on TikTok. If you were to go on this TikTok place and look at it, you'll say that 75 to 80% of what's on TikTok is the most superficial bullshit that could possibly have been put. Hold on a second. Oh, I'm sorry. Somebody knocked at the door.
Get your guns, brother. Get your guns.
No, I'm not worried.
Hey, you know how you hear it? Hold on a second. If you don't have a pistol, you better have a crystal.
Yeah. Well, hey, nice one. Nice one.
Yeah.
What I was saying is that I believe that we have sunk so far into the superficial that I'm not sure whether or not we can pull ourselves out without something traumatic happening. I'm talking really traumatic. I see economic privation. I see a shifting in the economic climate. I see bear, and they tried to get us with the killer stab. Now they're going to try to starve us. You're not going to see food as plentiful in a lot of the more poorer communities. The shelves are going to be bare. They're going to be stopping the trucks at the ports. There are going to be more and more of a oppressive expression, especially in places like New York, California, in Washington State, where they are now administering, or they're actually considering a law in Washington State where they're going to put what they call strike teams, vaccine strike teams that's going to go door to door. And they have been empowering these strike teams to, on their own discretion, to see whether or not a child has been vaccinated. And if not, and the parents are recalcitrant and do not want the child vaccinated, they have the permission to go in and snatch your child and vaccinate your child. Or if you refuse to vaccinate, they have the power to snatch you out of your home and put you into these concentration camps. They have you up there for 10 days, they tell you. That's the limit they can use to put you away if you don't want to get vaccinated. And all the time that you're in there, they're going to tell you that we want you to vaccinate. Are you going to vaccinate? No, then you stay. Now, at the end of the 10 days, if you still say no, they take you to a judge. They take it and say, well, this person does not want to get vaccinated, and the time limit for that person to stay in the concentration camp is up. What we do? I can extend it to 30 days. So they can keep you, those who are unvaxxed, by making you believe that because you're not vaccinated, that you're the one that's causing the spread, when 75 to 80% of everybody in the hospital and all the people who are either dying or suffering from some kind of ailment that they like to call the variant, Omicron, Bobacron, Chubacron, whatever it is, they are essentially going to use these names as a precedent to actually lock you up and to break the law. You see, so if we don't stand together, black, white, yellow, green, whatever, they don't care about colors. As a matter of fact, they're the ones seeding all of the separations. They create the conditions. They stole our land and told these Europeans who came on here that it was their land. These Europeans were given the arms and the privilege to carry the arms and do what they're doing to make them believe that they really belong here, and they're the ones who were the indigenous because I was born here. No. We were the ones who we are the autochthonous, the Capitone people, the Lenni Lenape, that were here long before this other people who claim to be the so-called Native American. That's Genghis Khan's people who came over the Bering Strait Bridge over the top down through Canada and into the United States. They came as conquerors and they came as migrants. But the people who were here were the Black and Coppertone peoples. Those were the originals.
Yeah, that's what they did in Virginia. They took all the indigenous people and reclassified them to steal the land as Negro and colored.
Yep. And they did that all across this whole continental land. When they went, when Horace Greeley talked, go west, young man. But when they went west, they found cathedrals. All of the capitals of these states that you see, that they earmarked and called all these states, Wyoming, all these places, Oklahoma. If you look at the capitals, they were here from 1700s. This European was just coming on shore talking about a revolutionary war. What are all these humongous cathedrals that looks like the Vatican sitting up there? All of these Capitol buildings that you see out west.
Mm-hmm.
What do you think? Who do you think built those?
Right.
They say, well, it's a lost civilization. Then now all these young white people are saying, well, wait a minute. Where are all these things coming from? Who was here before? Were they the giants and so? But no, they from outer space. They came through a portal and all that. Couldn't be. The thing is, they'll brag about all of what they're achieving by themselves and say, look at what we white folks made. But when it goes back into history to find out, wait a minute, we can't build a pyramid like that. Must have been aliens. Couldn't have been these dog folks. They had to have had some help from aliens. Did we need help? Nah, we did it ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
You see? So we have to wake up, and these young people that have been abandoned, these young people who are the Generation Z, take a time on TikTok and look at how sick TikTok is. With people just doing 90% of it is just people Look at me, I'm this, and the girls, the women, they're just going crazy. Look at I've got a new makeup, and look at my behind, and let me twerk it for you, and all this kind of nonsense. This attention whoring is and there's nothing here. There's nothing to read, nothing for them to go out and achieve. Bring something of value that we could look at. But no, it's not like that, because remember, the education system has trivialized history. It's trivialized academics.
Mm, mm, mm. What would you say is a remedy or something that we need to do, uh, big bro?
Rescue those who are paying attention.
Rescue those who are paying attention.
Yeah, because the attention span is gone. You remember, they've paid their attention to the superficial gods.
Mm,
90% of them. But some of them have broken free and said, you know what? This is BS. A lot of the elders have been speaking stuff that now, the older I get, I begin to see what they've been saying. I didn't hear it because my ears were clogged by all that nonsense that I keep hearing that they call music. Notice how all of the kids are going back to the songs that nurtured us,
yes.
that had melodies, that talked about love.
Mm-hmm.
They're seeking it out because it was interrupted when they took over the music business and destroyed that harmony we had between us and our women. It was necessary to destroy the culture. That music was our escape, and it
Right.
was our way of being able to mellow our pain.
Mm.
Nobody's making music that they made in the 70s. We dressed like we were crazy. It was the nuttiest goddamn time to put on clothes. But look at the music of the 70s and the early 80s and listen to what was being said at that time.
Mm.
Now listen to what's being said. I heard somebody sent me something and said, Dr. Valentine, look at this and then listen to the music. The music was saying, I'm going out of my head. I'm out of, just say you love me and I'll be out of my dress and into your arms. Okay? Now, they sent it to me and say, Dr. Valentine, look at what the pictures are doing and then look at the music behind it. And when I saw it, there was this little girl who came running towards her father, her dad, and she's saying, Daddy, Daddy, and she jumped up on her daddy's lap and hugged him. The music in the background is saying, I'll be out of my dress and into your arms. Now, connect the dots.
Wow. That's whack.
I was infuriated. These guys are pushing porn the way they're doing in TikTok and what's that other thing? Instaham, whatever. And the rest of these, you can put porn up in this damn thing, but you can't put the truth. You can't say anything against what's going on out here with this pharmaceutical genocidal campaign that they got going on. No, you can't talk the truth. Talk superficial crap. Talk nonsense. The people are so hypnotized by nonsense and so caught up in their fast-paced, doing this triggers. Now,
Gangsters, oil gangsters, pharmaceutical gangsters,
same thing.
gangsters,
Same thing.
and they want to talk about street gangs.
But you got to remember that the pharmaceuticals were put together by Rockefeller, and he was an oil man.
And he's a gangster,
Gangster.
a thug, a hoodlum, an oil hoodlum.
An oil hoodlum. Matter of fact, most of these rich millionaires that you see out there, that's up there in the billionaires and trillionaires, they were dope pushers. They pushed opium
That
and
reminds
slave
me.
trading. Before, like they did with Michael Corleone, who wanted to go legit. They went legit.
Wow.
Excuse me.
Mm-hmm. All right, brother.
Yeah, but
That was a lot.
it was.
That was a lot.
I'm just hoping.
Family. Let me make sure I have the description.
Sure.
Brother V. I like that. I like you created that. I like that, Brother V. It was in the show description, family. Support our brother Phil Valentine, and you see it below in the ticker tape PayPal account. kemetearth@gmail.com.
Please make sure that when you do give to Kemet Earth, please make sure to click where it says giving to a friend. Because if you don't, then your gift gets chopped up into pieces and we don't get everything that your heart was intended to give. Make sure you click giving to a friend.
Friends and family.
Friends and family, yes.
And I'm going to create this other banner so that you can call to get additional information if that isn't too much. Is that right?
That's correct. That's for our services. If you want to deal with our vaccination exemption package, or you want to have a consultation, whether it be relationships or if it be nutritional, we will set something up for you. What I will tell you though is between now and the 30th, it's going to be very difficult to deal with my services because right now I'm caught up in having to do vaccination exemptions, okay, and in preparation to make sure that this particular webinar will last everybody going into the new year, because what's ready to come, you got to be prepared for it, food-wise, water-wise, medicine-wise, weapon-wise, everything. You never know.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly. I want to thank you for being on the show. Thank you for the message.
I want to thank you for the invitation.
Yeah. Our family, 1-800-847-1291. PayPal, give our brother support. kemetearth@gmail.com. And on that note, brother, I want you to go ahead and enjoy your Friday night, man.
I want you to do so likewise. Thank you very much again, brother. Everybody, y'all pay attention to this brother when it comes to the crystals and to dealing with higher forms of medicinal. This brother has it. He has an apothecary for those who are ready to take that trip, if you understand.
Yeah.
The A trip. Take the A train.
The A train to your soul plane.
To your soul plane. There you go.
Yeah. Thanks again, Phil. And good night, everyone.
Good night.
Blessings and peace, and everybody be safe.
Peace.
Say often, yes, I am. Supreme shield of protection surrounding me. Yes, I am. Yes, I am remembering all I was born to do. Yes, I am.